Okay, so data communications is the transmission of data from one computer to another using a peripheral device and a communication channel. The communication is the sender, the channel across which the communication is transmitted, and the receiver, and then protocols, which are the actual translation tools that tell each receiver and sender how to translate the data that's coming from one to the other. So here you can see that the book describes the sender as a computer that originates the message. The message is sent over a channel such as a telephone or a phone or a broadband connection. The receiver is the computer at the message destination, and protocols of the rules, or like I said, the translators that establish the transfer of data between the sender and receiver. So device communications, you've got a device driver that handles the transmission protocol between the computer and its peripheral devices. And then the data bus is actually the path through the microprocessor that allows it to manipulate the data to get it ready to be transmitted from one sender to the other receiver. I'm not going to go into this at depth, and there's not really going to be any questions on the quiz because I don't really think I want you guys to be focused too much on communication, transmission protocols, things like that. So data communications, PCs have several outputs, they have several connections, and back of this computer you can see there's parallel series, USB, MIDI, Ethernet, Thunderbolt, HDMI, DVI, and VGA ports. There are a ton of different ports on the backs of computers nowadays, and it's good to know what you're looking at. Microphone ports are usually small and pink. The sound card ports are they're all about the same size. You've got USB ports back there. The DVI port is one that's good to know, which is located down here. That's a port to actually add higher resolutions and more control, more richness to your output to your monitor. The Ethernet port is where you plug your network connector in, and the VGA port is just a standard monitor port. Your modern monitors would use the DVI port. You've got your sound card ports here, and you've got your power supply plugs in right here. Okay, I'm not going to go through these slide by slide. Talks about different types of port connections. You might want to know these. Take a look at these, the difference between a USB port and a VGA or HDMI interface or DVI. Know what they do. Types of networks. There's 3 different types of networks that you could have your computer connected to. You could have a direct connection from one computer to another. You could have a network interface card that allows you to plug in a wire and connect to a network for a building or an office, where the communication is a channel between a server and that computer, which will allow you to connect with other computers on the same network. And network software is what is installed on the main traffic control computer that actually handles the network traffic between computers and between internal and external locations. So there's different types of networks that you can have. Again, these are definitely terms that you might want to know, but a server acts as a central storage location. As I just said, it's the main network hub. It allows connection between the network nodes or the user's computer and the main network in the business or the building or the network. Client-server network is one where the server is the central location of the data, and the computer is basically contacting the network to access all the data. And then the peer-to-peer network is when 2 computers or 2 networks are connected together without a server, and all the computers have equal access or equal power on that network. So you've got types of networks. Could be a standalone computer network to itself and to its peripherals. You've got a workstation computer that could be connected to a business network. Or you've got, and a node is defined as any device connected to the network. Like I mentioned, you can have a dumb terminal that's just strictly the old green screen computers that you actually just access data, or blue screen, or there was a red screen that you access computer mainframes to get the data off of them, and then you work right through that computer manipulating the data on the server. So here's the different types of networks in picture format, which will be in your textbook. You'll be able to take a look at that on page 19. I would take a look at the text on page 18 and 19 to make sure that you understand the basic workings of a network, so you understand how things work. So different types of networks that you could be connected to would be a local area network or a LAN, where small scale businesses, usually computers that are in one location, will be connected through a LAN. A wide area network may be, it still could be in the same building, but maybe in several offices. The internet's a example of a WAN. They're connected over a wide range of areas. And then the wireless local area network, or WLAN, is used to communicate through radio waves instead of wires. And Wi-Fi is a WLAN, WLAN, that transmits network connection wirelessly. You use it with your phone, you use it with your computers, you can use it with whatever type of device you want to access the network with. And then a personal area network is one that allows more than one device to connect together to work together. Sometimes you see this in game playing. It allows two computers to share internet access, can share peripherals. We had a personal area network in our house for sharing printers. We have 2 laptops and a desktop computer. The desktop computer served as the central server for the print sharing, and then the 2 laptops connected to the central desktop computer to have the print jobs sent out to the printers. A personal area network can also use Bluetooth or infrared technology. If you connect an earbud to your telephone, or an earbud to your computer to do recording on, that's basically a personal area network. We're using Bluetooth or infrared, depending upon the type of device you have, to connect to your computer to actually allow you to share data wirelessly in a close range.